This is the naked mole rat, a mammal that barely feels pain, survives near zero oxygen, shows extraordinary resistance to cancer, and can live more than 30 years underground. Built on the same blueprint as you, same brain, same nerves, same organs, which makes what it's done to survive deeply unsettling. Because it didn't become stronger, it became quieter instead. And what it removed from itself may matter more than what it kept. Stay with me, because the deeper you go, the stranger mammalian biology becomes. At first glance, it looks unfinished. Wrinkled pink skin, protruding yellow teeth, tiny eyes that barely function. It doesn't look like a success story. But this animal gives live birth. It nurses its young. It forms long-term social bonds. It regulates body temperature. Imperfectly, but still like you. Same kind of body, same basic wiring. And yet it lives almost its entire life underground in Eastern Africa. No sunlight, no open air, no sky, just tunnels. Entire networks carved through hard soil, stretching the length of football fields. Inside those tunnels live dozens, sometimes over 100 individuals, all breathing the same stale air, all sharing the same darkness. And when mammals are packed together like that, in tight spaces, low oxygen, and rising acidity, the body starts sending danger signals constantly. Every breath, every movement. Which brings us to pain. And what this animal did to pain shouldn't exist. Pain is one of the oldest survival tools mammals have. Touch fire, withdraw. Taste something burning, spit it out. Feel acid, escape. Pain signals travel through special nerve cells that warn the brain. They tell the body when something is wrong. They protect tissue from damage. But naked mole rats don't react to pain the same way. Scientists injected acid into their skin. Other rodents jumped immediately. The naked mole rats barely reacted. Capsaicin, the chemical that makes chili peppers burn, barely affects them. The nerve endings are still there, but the warning signal doesn't reach the brain the usual way. Why? Because underground colonies fill with carbon dioxide from constant breathing. That makes the air acidic. For most mammals, that would mean non-stop burning pain in the lungs and skin. For naked mole rats, the sensation is muted. Constant pain becomes useless. So, evolution rewired the system. Not toughness, not bravery, rewiring. That's not something you expect in a mammal. But underground life doesn't stress just one system. It pressures everything at once. Which brings us to the next problem: oxygen. And this is where mammalian biology starts breaking its own rules. In dense tunnel systems, oxygen can drop dramatically. For most mammals, low oxygen is catastrophic. Brain cells begin failing within minutes, muscles weaken, loss of consciousness follows. But naked mole rats respond differently. Their heart rate slows, their metabolism drops, movement becomes minimal. And inside their cells, something rare in mammals happens. They switch energy systems. Instead of relying on oxygen, their cells temporarily run on sugar. It's a strange metabolic detour, a way to survive suffocation without panic. If humans tried this, brain damage would start within minutes. In laboratory tests, naked mole rats have survived oxygen deprivation that would kill similar rodents. They don't fight the drop, they endure it. And when an animal survives by slowing down instead of panicking, that strategy doesn't stop at metabolism. It changes behavior. It changes cooperation. It changes how a species lives together. Most mammals organize around small family units. Pairs, parents and offspring, loose social groups. Naked mole rats evolved something radically different. A social system more common in ants and bees. There is one breeding female, the queen. Her spine gets longer when she becomes reproductive. She produces litter after litter. The rest of the colony suppresses their own reproduction. Workers dig tunnels, soldiers defend against predators, others care for pups that are not their own. Individual ambition doesn't exist. Personal territory doesn't exist. They sleep piled together. They move constantly through narrow tunnels in contact with one another. Touch is constant. Aggression is minimal. Their nervous systems reflect that environment. They're calmer. They don't panic easily, and they feel less pain. Everything is tuned for collective survival. It's a mammal behaving like an insect colony. And when a species is built for cooperation instead of constant breeding, something else starts to change. Longevity. And what happens next shouldn't be possible in a rodent. Rodents this size typically live 2 or 3 years. Naked mole rats can live over 30. That's insane for an animal this small. But what's even stranger is how they age. In most mammals, the risk of dying rises steadily with age. In naked mole rats, it barely changes for decades. They don't follow the normal aging curve. Their bodies stay stable, their cells resist damage, inflammation stays low. They don't rush growth. They stay balanced. And cancer, at its core, is the opposite of balance. It's growth without control, which makes what happens next even harder to explain. They almost never get cancer. Not as a theory, but as something scientists actually observed. Across decades, tumors have been extremely rare in naked mole rats. Their cells behave differently. They stop dividing before things get crowded. They produce substances that keep tissues firm and organized. In simple terms, their cells know when to stop. They don't overbuild. They don't grow recklessly. They keep everything in check. And once survival becomes about efficiency instead of expansion, anything unnecessary starts to disappear. Living underground removes light from the equation, so vision fades. Their eyes are tiny. Their brains devote less space to sight. Instead, they move by touch. Whiskers guide them through tunnels. They can run forward or backward with the same precision. Their teeth even close outside their lips, letting them dig without swallowing dirt. And heat works differently underground. They struggle to hold a steady body temperature, so they pile together for warmth. Independence disappears. Interdependence takes its place. Their world is narrow, dark, and crowded, and their bodies reflect that perfectly. Strip away the wrinkles and teeth, and what remains is familiar. A mammalian body, mammalian emotions, mammalian bonds. But this animal quietly rewrote some of the rules of being a mammal. Pain turned down, oxygen needs lowered, growth slowed, aging delayed, individual reproduction suppressed. It didn't gain superpowers, it removed weaknesses. And that may be the most unsettling part, because it suggests mammalian biology is far more flexible than we assume. We tend to think survival belongs to whatever is strongest, fastest, most aggressive. But underground, speed is irrelevant. Aggression wastes energy. Pain becomes noise. What matters is stability, knowing exactly what you can live without. The naked mole rat didn't conquer its environment, it fit into it. While humans chase expansion, stimulation, and constant growth, this strange little mammal survives by subtraction. Now, step back for a moment. This wasn't a jellyfish. It wasn't a microbe. It wasn't some alien creature from the deep sea. This was a mammal, a warm-blooded animal with a brain, nerves, emotions, and social bonds, just like ours. And instead of evolving towards speed, or strength, or dominance, it evolved toward less. Less pain, less oxygen demand, less growth, less individual ambition. It didn't survive by becoming more powerful. It survived by becoming quieter. We tend to think evolution builds upward, but sometimes it survives by removing, by simplifying, by learning exactly what can be turned down without turning life off completely. And while humans chase comfort, stimulation, and endless growth, this strange little mammal keeps teaching the same lesson underground. Survival doesn't always belong to what moves fastest. And beneath all the noise of our modern world, the living world unseen keeps adapting quietly, just beyond our notice.